So this is an exciting time. As a matter of fact, I want to start off with one of an affirmations that I use during these times, and it is this. My affirmation is, my God, what a fantastic time to be alive. I'm going to say it again. My God, what a fantastic time to be alive. And I say that in the midst of all of the things that we're going through. In the midst of, on the one hand, we've got uncertainty everywhere. On the other hand, we've got chaos. And on the other hand, we've got what we would call, I guess it's called polarization that seems to be just everywhere present. So in the midst of all of that, I'm saying, my God, what a fantastic time to be alive. And I know that we've got this, I would call identification with all of this uncertainty, this identification with separation. And H. Emily Cady in Lessons in Truth says the cause of all pain and suffering is our belief in separation. And we've got it everywhere. We're so separate that even in the midst of a global pandemic, we can even agree that there is, in fact, a pandemic. So the reason why I'm bringing this in today is because I believe that the kingdom of heaven is right here and right now, but also it seems so far-fetched. It seems so out of the picture that, what was it, years ago, John Lennon had this song called Imagine. And guys, it's hard to imagine a world that we talked about in the Daily Word, a world of peace, a world of harmony. It just seems almost impossible. This reminds me of a story of a man who was walking on the beach and he stumbled across a lamp and he picked it up, looked at it, and he rubbed it, and sure enough, poof, puff of smoke came out and a genie came out of it. He says, whoa, look at this. And the genie came out and said, this is your lucky day. You get one wish. What would it be? And the man says, oh gosh, the Daily Word is talking about peace. And you know what? I'm a unity person. At the end of the service, we sing, let there be peace on earth. So my wish is there be peace in the Middle East, that the Jews and the Palestinians can get along in harmony and love one another. And the genie said, oh man, I've been in this bottle here for a long time, not that sharp yet. Give me something a little easier, something that I can work with. And the man said, okay. Since there's so many people here, I'm going to narrow it down to one. I want to have peace with my mother-in-law. I want her to love me and respect me. And then I'd like for her to listen to me and then obey what instructions I give her. And the genie thought, scratched his head. He said, you know what? Who are those parties that you were talking about in the Middle East? For you see, the genie can't do all things, and it seems like it's impossible. But today I want to talk about something that's more potent than a genie that we have access to, so that we can have peace in our life, but also heaven on earth here and now. And that little element is this power of faith. And with faith, I can say, my God, what a fantastic time to be alive. It is a potent force in our life. And the title of my talk is Journeying on the Living Edges of Faith. Okay, let's take a look at faith. Now, I know that you all probably have heard a lot of talks on faith. Some of you probably have taught a lesson on faith. It's one of our 12 powers. And in my 28 years of ministry, I've done several talks on faith. But today I'm just inviting us to look at faith through the eyes of faith, take on the mind of faith and step into it and have faith as that is centered in love, so we can open ourselves up and expand the boundaries that Reverend Brandon was talking about. And I'm going to take a fresh look at faith today. You know how sometimes you can hear something over and over again, and then all of a sudden you hear it and you get new insights. Well, today, let's open ourselves up to new insights on this potent force called faith. And to do that, I want to go to let me turn off my phone. The power from the scripture in Hebrews, where the Hebrews, in the book of Hebrews, it talks about faith, and it is this: faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We're going to take a look at this on a couple of different levels, but we're going to go into the metaphysics of it so we can, hopefully it can give us some new insights. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Now, this faith in Hebrews is a definition of faith and also is a description of faith. When we take a look at the Greek from which this is taken from the King James Version, it is a verse that is, with Greek, the most important word comes first. And this word that comes first is. That's the most important word in this. And so before the Hebrew person that wrote it was going to describe what it does, he wanted to make a certain point of what it is. So we're told exactly what it is. Faith is substance. Faith is the substance. What is substance? Substance is a tangible item. It's real presence. There's so much of a substance that we can actually stand on. That's the reason why Peter represents faith. It's like a rock. And this faith is substance, is not just a concept. Today I want us to take a look at it so it can come alive. Faith is substance itself. And so when we walk by faith, we're not walking on quicksand. We're walking on something solid. And so this faith is substantive, potent. The other thing about the Greek language, when it mentions substance, it's a legal guarantee. We usually look at faith as, I'm going to get this, or I may get that sometime in the future. Faith, that's not the faith that we're talking about here. Faith is, I am the substance already. That's powerful. So metaphysically, this faith lives in this present moment. However, it is a future possibility that's a reality now. That's an awful lot. So what I'm saying is, there is no separation here. There's no duality with faith. Faith is a unifying awareness. Awareness of what? And faith is the substance or the awareness of things hoped for. Now let's take a look now at this little item called hope. Hope is not wishful thinking that is rooted in fantasy. Hope is actually grounded in desire, which comes from the Latin word desire, which is of the Lord. And so this hope is actually grounded in the spiritual realm. Some people call it the quantum field. In metaphysics, we call it divine mind. And this hope comes to us as a desire for it. We are not the originators of this desire. We are the recipients of this desire in the form of hope. So hope is not some far-fetched concept. It's actually rooted in something. And so then it takes on substance. Charles Fillmore in The Revealing Word says, faith is a magnetic power that draws unto us our heart's desire from the invisible spiritual substance. So faith is the substance of things that are hoped for, but that are actually real. And then the rest of this wonderful verse says, and faith is the evidence of things not seen. Now, the word evidence literally means legal proof or conviction. So spiritually, we're saying faith is the evidence and the proof of what is in the spiritual realm. Now, this faith that I'm talking about can see the invisible, can hear the inaudible, and makes and shapes the intangible into a tangible reality. It makes the invisible a visibility. Charles Fillmore says, faith is the perceiving power of mind, which is hope, linked with the power to shape substance, which is our imagination. Now, I want us to take a look at this faith now. Where it's something that we can own. It's something that's already within us. Now, faith can see an idea in divine mind, or something that is possible in the fourth dimension. And then that becomes evidence of the proof of what we can't see. In metaphysics, we want to take a look at this a little different than how people normally view things. We normally take a look at things as seeing is believing. When we see it, we believe it. I want to flip this and have the opposite in metaphysics. It says we're going to see it when we believe it. Believing is actually seeing, and that the evidence of believing is so potent that allows us to see. Years ago, there was a African-American comedian by the name of Flip Wilson, who played a female persona called Geraldine. And one of her famous lines that this comedian would say all the time is, "What you see is what you get." So absolutely right. But what we see comes from what we believe. So now, got a question for you. Do we see COVID as an enemy or as an opportunity? Based upon what we believe is the presence of the universe, will determine how we start to interact and also what we're going to see. So I'm saying that we've got this genie, and it's not like a genie that can't do something. I'm saying that we've got this faith that goes beyond the potence and the power of a so-called genie. And we can use this faith all the time, not just one wish, two wish, three. This is everlasting. So you say, do I have faith? Well, we use it all the time. I got a little bit here, a little cup. Hopefully you can see it, got a little water in it. And I believe that that's water is good for me. And got a little faith because I tuned in today, and so did you all. We're using our computers, got a little faith that that works. Technology works. I got a vaccine, and some of you have got a vaccine, and we're believing that the vaccine will help our bodies resist this virus. So we use faith all the time. We have faith. I want to take another look at this. That faith is like a fire hose and it's always on. Where do you point it is the most important thing. So if faith is there, what are we pointing it to? Now, the water might actually be poisoned, and thank God it isn't. The technology at any point could freeze up, and you all know that could happen. Something could go wrong with technology. And the vaccine may not work for everybody. What I'm talking about is something that's more relevant than some of the outside conditions. I'm talking about the faith in that there's only one presence, there's only one power in the universe, and is God or the infinite presence, and it's all good. That's faith. In that is where all of the juice lies. There's an anonymous quote that I like, and it goes like this: a bird is sitting in a tree, is never afraid of the branch breaking, because her trust is not in the branch, but in her own wings. Say that again. A bird is sitting in a tree, is never afraid of the branch breaking, because her trust is not in the branch, but in her own wings. Let's have faith now in our own wings. And our own wings is the divine presence. Let's choose to point there. There is where the substance and the evidence of what's in the unseen comes into reality. It's the divine. So with the purpose now of faith is, I don't want to get the idea that it's we can use it like a genie and we snap our fingers, and it's not just to perform miracles or the manifestations of things, even though that's nice and it does do that. But what really faith does is align us with the potency of the love of everything that's in the universe. And that's the greatest thing of all. Faith is an alignment with the divine. And with this faith, we can do all things. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So let's bring it on home now. And wanted to say this: you don't have to make yourself have faith. What we're going to do now is take a new attitude and just allow it. Allow it to bring forth from ourselves, and allow it to happen in a way that's consistent with what we're hoping for, which is the desires of our heart. And then we're aligning with the desires of our heart as a message from the divine of something that's already present. And then we start to experience it in this very moment as a manifestation. Now that is having heaven on earth now. Yes, this is possible. And we're going to use it. I'm going to use it as an example for you this week. Take a look at what's really the desires of your heart, not what the desires of your ego and what you may particularly want, but take a look at the desires of the heart. Allow it to feel it and to be it so that you can have it in your life now, but also look at it towards your ministry. What's the desire of Unity Village Chapel? What is that desire? Allow it to flow in a way that your actions now are consistent with the potential that's there. There is a unity version of Unity Chapel in the divine mind, in the infinite possibilities of something that is magnificent for everybody who attends, but also humankind. It's time for unity itself to step forward on a national plane now. We have the metaphysical insight that can help everybody lift up. Once we tap into this potency of faith, we can all say, wow, my God, what a fantastic time to be alive. And that's the truth that can set us all free. And so it is. Amen.